and welcome to our first episode of Through My Quince Crown. And today we have our first guest, which she's also our winner for the Quince cover, Sweet 16 cover, which we'll be revealing towards the end. So my name is Maria. As you guys know, my name is Maria, fairy godmother, and I'll be your host. And I want you guys to introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Amaya. I was a Sweet 16 that was on the book and the cover, and this is about my Sweet 16.
Mhm.
And I'm Brandie. I'm her mom.
I'm Josh, her dad.
Okay, welcome, guys. So, as you guys know, this episode is going to be all about you and dad and mom of like how the planning process went, what happened during the party, what happened after, your biggest moments, your regrettable moments, if you have any. I'm gonna start with the first question. It's gonna be for Maya. As far as your Sweet 16, is this something that you started planning since you were a little girl, or did anyone have like an influence on you? Like, let's say you started seeing your friends having Sweet 16s and quinceañeras, or was it something that you absolutely knew you wanted?
In the beginning, I knew I wanted it, but I wasn't as sure, like, if I really wanted it. And then I started going to one of like friends of my quinces or like friends that had quinces, and I was just like, I want it. Like,
Yes.
I want the big party. I want the big dress. Like, I've always wanted that. And so then I decided, I was like, yeah, I want it. So then
Okay.
at 15, I decided I wanted a Sweet 16 because I didn't have time for my 15.
Okay. All right. And parents, when you guys when she came up to you guys and tell you guys, hey, I want my Sweet 16, is this something you guys are already planning for, or is this something that she like gave you guys only 6 months to plan?
No, she had talked about a quinceañera, and of course, being Hispanic, they that's kind of like the tradition to have it. We're not Catholic, so we were like, well, we're not going to do the huge quince, we're not going to do all that stuff. And then
Mm-hmm.
when she had told us, it was kind of like right by her birthday. We're like, there's no way we're going to be able to get a hall,
Mm-hmm.
a court, all this. So we talked about it. We're like, let's do a Sweet 16 for her. And so we had about a year to plan it from when she said, okay, hey, I want this. And so we said, okay, if we're gonna do this, we're gonna do it right. We're gonna get it done. But her ideal of it was she wanted the same concept of a quince. Like she wanted the court, she wanted the dress, she wanted the crown, the shoes. So we just kind of talked about like, okay, we can do it. Like we can do exactly what she wants. Minus certain things like the church, but we did have a pastor come and do the blessing over her. But it gave us about a year, I would say, right? We had about a good
Yeah.
year a solid year to plan the whole entire party.
Okay, cool. And you were you guys opposed to it? You guys were like, you know what, let's think about it.
I actually offered her a car and a trip. Like, let's go to Europe.
Yes.
Let's just because I mean, sometimes you throw parties and it doesn't turn out the way you think, right? And it's my first time, ever for this is my first daughter,
Mm-hmm.
and so I was kind of like, let's just get you a car. What kind of car do you want? She ended up with both, but
Oh, okay. Really? See,
yeah.
I didn't know that. And the funny thing is that a lot of dads do that. A lot of dads give that option versus the moms. The moms are all about yes, the
Yeah,
big
let's do
yes,
this. Have a
let's do
party.
it. And the dads are like, yeah, how about a trip to so and so?
Right.
And funny enough, some, not all, do end up getting the
Yeah.
car.
Yeah.
And so you played it well. Okay. Um, as far as the planning starting, like when you started planning the party, what was the most stressful part you think it was?
I think the venue.
Yeah.
Because we knew we at first we were like, oh, 150 people. I mean, because you don't really think you know that many people
Mhm.
until you really start writing it out. So he was like, you think that like 150? I'm like, yeah, like who else are we gonna invite to this party? Like, do we really have that many friends and family? And because a lot of our family is not local, so we weren't sure if they were
Mm.
gonna fly in, if they were gonna make the trip. And then we literally sat down one night and I was like, okay, let's start writing it out. And I was like, okay, like my mother-in-law plus one for my father-in-law, my brother-in-law, my brother, my sister-in-law. And we started
Mhm.
writing it down. And then I think we ended up at like 300 people
Oh my
that
god.
we actually like
Yeah.
know and we communicate with because we come from a big cheer family and we have a big baseball family. And
Mm.
so they're our family. And so we included everybody. That was not an option. We couldn't eliminate people. And then we were like, well, where do we have this? Like now we're at 300 people. And so I think for us, the venue was the hardest part because we wanted something that had great food or had the vision when we walked in, right?
Okay.
Because we wanted it to be nice. We didn't want to have to bring in a bunch of draping and just kind of redo the whole room. We wanted it to just walk in and be like, okay, if I add something here, it's gonna be nice or it's gonna be,
Yes.
So it was I would say for me on the planning part, it was the venue that was the hardest part. Everything else kind of just fell in place, but it was the venue, I think.
I think so too, because we went through several different venues, and some were like, "No, you guys can't have alcohol because she's not
The guest of
21."
honor wasn't 21.
Yeah, then like time constricts and stuff like that. So when we actually found this venue, actually she found the venue. I'll give her that credit on her own. It all worked out perfect. Yeah.
So as far as venue shopping and scouting, you guys did go to several venues.
We did. We called a bunch. I got a lot of like photos, videos of these places because we were looking central for people. Because again, we have family down the hill, up the hill, different states. So we were like, if we can get something kind of central to everybody. Because again, I know parties end late, and I was worried about okay, people are commuting,
Yes.
or will people stay around? So we were even looking for venues that had hotels nearby. For family who was coming out of state. So we could say, hey, if we needed to go get like a group rate or a block, we were just trying to think of all aspects to make it just as convenient as possible for everybody.
Okay.
But we did shop around, and then some were all inclusive, some were not, some were just you just basically paid a lot for just the room.
Yes.
And you had to cater in everything, and then that was opening the bigger stress of like, okay, I have to remember tables and chairs and linens, and I wanted something that was just it was there. It was all at that venue.
Okay. So the venue was all inclusive.
So the venue that we got ended up being somewhat all inclusive. Like it had the venue, the tables, the chairs. It did come with some decorations that we were able to what is it called? We were able to change them if we wanted to, and we could what is it called? Like upsell them, or we could
upgrade.
them. We could upgrade them. We could upgrade them, and we did utilize their internal person to do the decorations, and she was amazing. She had the vision. We gave it to her. She even went, I think, above and beyond, and she gave us different scopes of what we wanted to do. And so it came with the food. Also, we got to do a tasting of the food there. Which was great. Like that was a big thing. We love food. I mean, we love food. We're foodies, and so that was a big thing for us, especially for him. He was like, if the venue's nice, okay, but the food, how is the food? And so we got to taste it. And when he actually didn't get to go to the tasting with us, we went, and like after we got out, we called him. We were like, this food's amazing. Like it is amazing food. And he was like, all right, let's keep going with it. So
And I remember for your venue, I like the fact that your guests were outside of the reception area while they waited. And then it was time to open the doors. And then they were all just walking in, and you could see their facial expressions. They were loving it.
I love that. I love that we were able to keep it a secret, and then they got to do their thing, and then we got to hide her. That was my biggest thing. And for her, she's like, I don't want anybody to see me until it's time. And I'm like, okay, and we were able to make that work, their transition. But I did love that. And I love that we got to open the doors and stay there and greet everybody as they were walking in. And they were just like, oh my gosh. And you could see, you're right. When they walked in, they were just like, wow,
And I love that. I love that you guys were there greeting everyone versus going table to table. Because a majority of your guests were already there, which I don't see that often.
Yeah.
I don't. Usually it's time for the dinner. Yes.
Not right on time. I was even shocked. I was like, wow, there's people here on time. Like when we see all people outside waiting, and we're getting out, and everybody's like, hi. I'm like, give me 1 second, because you're gonna run into everything. But it was it was awesome. It was a good turnout for being on time.
Yes.
To make that grand entrance, to actually have people, because I've been to some that it's like you're there and there's like a handful of people, and I feel so bad because it's like they've waited for this moment to walk in with their dress, and there's like 30 people in there.
That's something that I wish people understood, that yes, in our community, we're known for being late. We're like, haha, we're Mexican time. But we have to also understand that it's a big event where time is so important.
Yeah.
And you're right. I've even coordinated quinceañeras where the grand entrance is before dinner, and there's 2 tables.
Yeah.
with guests, and I'm like, there's just no way we could
Yeah,
do
you don't
it.
want to do that. No.
Yeah, but yeah, I did. I remember that. I do remember that was one of like my notes I wrote in my because I always write notes in every quinceañera. I love that, and I love that you guys were greeting your guests as they were coming in. Amaya, as far as the theme,
Yes.
what inspired you for that theme?
Honestly, I loved like Disney when I was little.
Okay.
And Belle was like, I would say one of my favorite princesses, and I was just like thinking about it, and I was gonna do a yellow dress, but then I was like, let me be different and let me do the dress that she had before she changed into her yellow dress.
Yes.
So that's why I had the blue dress, and then that's why I don't know, it just set with me.
So for those that don't know, well, obviously it was Beauty
It
and
was
the Beauty and the Beast theme, and I absolutely love the blue, the yellow, and the red. That's just it's just the pop of everything, and I love how you coordinated your colors with your damas and your chambelanes.
Yeah.
Okay, and then as far as your dress, can you tell us a little bit about your dress? Where did you get it? What were you looking for? And was it exactly what you were looking for? Or was it that you had like a certain type, but when you went to the stores, you were like, you know what, maybe I'm gonna go for this.
So I got my dress at Moda, and what I wanted was just extra. Like I just wanted to be extra. So everything like glitter, a long tail, a big bow. I really wanted a big bow, and my dress had the big bow and a really long train.
Train.
And the front, it was just like everything was just perfect on the dress. It was just extra, and it was just me. So like,
I remember it was extra. How to send that dress? Oh my goodness.
A thing for the moms to know too is when you get your daughter these huge dresses, pay the extra fee to bustle it. Like get the bustles on the back. It's gonna charge a little bit more, but it's so worth it. Like I mean, we've been to some that haven't had the bustles, and the poor girl is getting like wrapped. It's like a snake, right?
Yes.
You wrap them up in the train. And I cannot stress that enough. We didn't even know what the bustle was until we got there, and they were like, "Do you want like a bustle?" And I'm like, "Well, like what is that? Like how long is her dress really?" And then when they put it on in then at Moda, they do have this big staircase that they'll put the girl up there, and you can actually at that point see like how long that dress is, and you're just like, I'll pay for the bustle.
Yes.
And so he was like, let's just do it, and so it worked out so great to bustle that thing, just so that she could dance while she was in that dress for enough time.
And I'm glad you touched on that topic because it is very important.
Yes.
It's a lot of money investing in these dresses. You might as well invest a couple more $100 for that.
Yeah.
You want your daughter to be as comfortable as you can.
Yeah, because those dresses are heavy.
I mean,
to get them on them, that was a mission that, because by that time they have their hair and their crown and they're ready. And you're like trying to go over the dress, but that thing is like at least, it's like I say 80 pounds, but I'm probably exaggerating. It's like 50
it feels like it.
It feels like
it feels like it.
So heavy.
And as far as your dress, did you go back to your dress after surprise dance?
I didn't. I stayed because my dress, it was really heavy, so it was like cutting my like stomach because of how heavy it was on me. So I recommend the bustle because it kind of took a little bit of the weight off because my tail was really long too.
And parents, were you guys okay with for her to take off her dress? I know there's a lot of parents that say this dress costs a lot of money. You're sleeping in the dress. Yes.
I think we kind of at first were like, well, you could take it off for the surprise, but put it back on just in case people didn't get photos with you. And that's how we were. But then when we seen like how she was just like, you could tell in her face that it was uncomfortable after a while. Because if you think about it, they're in that dress long before the party starts. Because you have your pictures, you have all of that stuff, and that's a couple hours before you go to the event. So they've been in this dress, bustled in, and not only do they have the dress, they have the hoop and all that underneath. I can't thank you enough for telling us to put the belt.
Oh yeah,
change the belt from the string to the belt, please. Like that helped out a lot, and it's so funny because like her hoop has been donated to 2 other quinces.
Yeah,
they're borrowing her hoop, and they're like, this belt was made. Oh, our godmother helped us out because we didn't change the string to a belt. Please do the
and it helps a lot in the transition of taking it off and taking it on.
Yeah,
I'm glad you're donating your hoop.
It was just in the garage. She's like, what are we doing this? I was like, no, we have 2 more quinces, like 2 friends of ours. And I was like, we're gonna let them use the hoop because they need it. I mean, it makes the dress magical and bigger, and it's beautiful. So.
And so, Amaya, as far as your court, uh, I know I hear this all the time as a choreographer. My court's not paying attention. My court's not locking in. I sometimes there as far as I didn't even pick out my court because I don't have any, any friends that I could ask. When picking your court, what were like the things that you absolutely needed? Like, was there like a checklist of like, okay, I want this certain type, or you already knew this was going to be my court, and because I know they could like lock in.
Yeah. So I was I've been close with a lot of my brother's baseball people, and I've known them for a long time, and also for cheer too. Like they know how to dance, and baseball was a little hard. They weren't locking in sometimes, but they all got together because they all knew each other. So I wanted a court that knew each other, that wasn't awkward with each other half of the time, and that I knew like cheer would make the boys lock in, and they did.
Okay, and then I know your Prince Charming was your brother.
Yeah.
Now, what advice do you have for future quinceañeras and Sweet 16 girls when choosing their Prince Charming? Is it okay to choose your boyfriend, or do you absolutely not regret picking your brother?
I don't regret picking my brother. I think honestly, picking my brother was probably the best decision. I think picking my brother was, yeah, again, like the best decision because I feel like a boyfriend, like if you don't have them forever, they're in your pictures forever, and I have my brother forever. So like I think picking my brother was a good.
Always cannot stress enough.
Yeah.
If you have an older brother, put your brother as the main guy. And even if you don't like your brother, or my brother was my Tamilando honor, and I absolutely love it. And I have a twin, and at the time she had her boyfriend, and now we laugh at her. Oh my God, what happened to her? So yes, okay. And also, as far as the entire night, what do you consider like your Cinderella moment? Like what was your spotlight moment that you absolutely loved?
I think walking out like my grand entrance, I think all eyes were on me, so I was just kind of like, okay, like this is it, like this is what I've been dreaming about. And then I think also my waltz, like I think that was just amazing.
And as far as like the waltz and performing the surprise dance, were you nervous? Were you like, oh my gosh, I hope I don't mess up? Or once you were dancing, you're in the moment. You're like, this is it.
Yeah, in the beginning, I was nervous. I think I was more nervous for my court because I didn't want them to mess up. And then after like we started dancing, I was like, okay, like it's going good. Like everybody was like liking it, so I was happy about
Okay. And then, so as far as the night, is there any behind the scene things that happen that were not expected? Let's say, like maybe, I don't know, you forgot your shoes last minute and someone had to run to go get them. Or was there anything like behind the scenes that was like chaotic in your book, but you guys managed it?
Just the bouquet.
Just the bouquet. We were so adamant about having this bouquet. I sent him like the morning of while we were all in glam. I said, "Hey, I ordered this bouquet. Can you go get it for us?" And he went all the way to like Rialto, I think. We were in Upland. Okay, so we were staying in Upland. We got an Airbnb in Upland, and then he took off to San Bernardino, got the bouquet. It was beautiful. He brought it back, and I'm like, "Oh my gosh, this is gonna look so pretty in photos." Forgot it in photos. We forgot it. Then we got it to the hall, and then when we had it at the hall, we never used it once. I had bought these cards to put on all the tables so that people could take pictures and like upload to the album. I lost those things somewhere. Other than that, that was kind of it. And like I think we do pay a lot of that to you.
Yeah.
For coordinating that day because there was nothing that I was even worried about. Like I was like, you were just like, okay, hey, ready? Where's grandma, grandpa, uncle? Oh, they're right here, and you had them, and I was just like, cool. So you can kind of entertain that. So nothing really behind the scenes went crazy. I mean, other than we paid for a Mexican candy table that we didn't even get to go like look at it because it was like gone before like it. They set it up and then our guests just. I mean, we were not upset about it. I would like to just see it like.
Oh, okay.
And
I think that's it.
and then they brought we did a cup of noodle bar.
Okay.
We had told them like, hey, let us know when you're gonna bring it out so we can have DJ announce it. they just brought it out. It was ready to go. And so again, I don't know if I can even count that as like an issue. It was just kind of like things were happening without us having to like stress about it. And so
Yeah.
I think again the biggest thing stress wise was the bouquet. Other than that, I think other than that.
So did you at least end up taking a picture of the thing?
No.
Do you still have it?
No, it was because it was real.
That's right.
It was
That's
a real.
like
It was a real bouquet, and yeah,
Oh.
it sat on the
I think we
table.
could have epoxied it.
I think we brought
Pretty
it back
sure.
to the Airbnb, and I think we left it for the host.
And so you're talking about like the vendors and all that.
Yeah.
As far as vendors go, were they all what you expected? Did you ask friends and families for vendors, or did you just went scouting and prayed for the best?
For the vendors, we kind of had friends and family, right, who knew we were having a big party, and they would reach out and say, "Hey, what about this person? What about this person?" Her old cheer coach actually did floral, and so I was like,
Okay.
"Hey, are you available? This is the inspo. Like, please just be honest. Let me know if you can do it." And you have to do that. Like, you have to tell your vendors, "This is my inspo. Can you do this? Yes or no." Like, you have to be honest with them because vendors are going to tell you yes, yes, I can do it, yes, I can do it, yes, I can do it. And then when you see the final product, it's too late, right? At that point. So we trusted her. She did amazing. I also joined groups on Facebook. I was in these Quinceañera 16 groups, and I would kind of like go off of what those moms were like posting and seeing. And then I'd be like, oh, we do need that kind of person, or oh, we need that kind of person.
Yes.
But our vendors that we had were great. And then we also had he likes to go to the cigar lounge and get asked, the guy at the cigar lounge, like, "Hey, like, do you do parties?" Because we thought, well, maybe this would be kind of like a cool thing for the guys, because I just feel like the quince
Yes.
is more for the moms and the daughters, and the dads and the guy guests are kind of just like there. So we had a cigar roller, and that was a huge hit. I mean, we had a guy there rolling the Cubans,
That's
and
cool.
everybody. I mean, obviously they weren't smoking there.
No, they were in the back.
Okay,
Yeah,
in the
they
back.
were
Okay, yeah.
But I mean, that was a huge hit for the men. So we took care of them also to make sure that they felt comfortable there. But yeah, vendors are
That's
huge.
cool. That's cool. Now, as far as any like DIYs, were you like, you know what? I'm going to take this project like on myself, or from the beginning, where you're like, you know what? We're going to hire everybody. I do not want to stress one bit.
He was big on I don't want the house full of glitter. I don't want the house full of stuff. I just want to pay for it. Just find the person and pay for it. But we did DIY the invitations.
The invitations.
We had two friends at the time make them because she wanted like a Beauty and the Beast mirror. And the invitation was actually a mirror with all her information, and it came in a really pretty box. And
It was nice.
it was a beautiful invitation. And so that was, we did that one ourselves because, I started calling people and they were like, oh, well, for that, you have to do this and blah. And so we did that on our own. They came out gorgeous. Everything else was a vendor.
Okay.
We didn't want to, I didn't want to stress on that. I'm not a creative person.
Okay.
I can visualize it.
Yes,
Oh,
yes.
that's what I want. But then like to try to like actually do it. Yeah, that wasn't going to happen.
And Maya, I keep on calling you Maya. You guys already know why. And as far as like any tips, any advice you have for your quinceañera, for your sweet 16, now that it's over and now that you got to experience it, what did you take from it, and what would you tell future girls that are planning?
I think I would tell, of course, to eat. Like, I think that was my biggest thing. I wasn't eating, and like I was just trying to like get through the night, but also to just be more selective on your court and make sure that like you're locked in with your court and that you pick people that you know that will stay there forever.
Okay. All right. And as far as you, the day of, were there anything that you were stressing about? Was there anything that you had a vision of it, and then when it was the day of, you're like, this is nothing like envisioned it?
I don't think I was like stressed out or anything. I think trusted in the people that were doing like my hair and my makeup because those were the two main things that I was like, those have to look good. And then my dress, I think I was stressed out more about my dress being just like too heavy and like I couldn't walk, or that was the main thing I was stressed about. Like I didn't want to trip, walk, like it was just a lot.
Okay.
Dress, yeah.
So eat a lot, and just enjoy it, right?
hydrated.
Be in the moment.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think that's even for the parents too. Like that's sit down and eat. and,
Okay.
and eat and enjoy the moment with
Enjoy
your
the moment.
kids.
Yep.
Because that night goes by so fast.
Yeah, it does.
It's a fast night, and
Yeah.
it's like you have to really sit down and just because you as the host, you want to go walk around and
Mhm.
greet everybody. Are you okay? Are you okay? Are you okay? But they're fine.
Yeah.
Everybody there is fine.
Yeah.
Enjoy it. Sit down, and put your phone down. I highly recommend that. I left my phone on my table where my brother was sitting. I said, if it's somebody important or you see somebody calling more than once or twice, come get me. But other than that, I'm just gonna leave it here.
Wow.
And
That's good.
just to be able to enjoy it, like
Yeah.
to
Enjoy it.
Embrace the moment.
Yeah.
Okay. And then as far as the planning, okay. So the planning starts. Did you guys go in with the budget, or did you guys say, Amaya, this is your special night? Budget is not like money's not an issue. Do whatever you want.
We started with the budget.
Yeah, we
Okay.
did.
And then he gave us a budget, and he said, "This is the budget. Do not go over this budget. Stay there." And I'm like, "Okay." It was a pretty good budget, and I thought, well, again, first time planning a big
Yes.
party. I'm like, "That's gonna be plenty." Some of it, split it.
Yeah.
And so it wasn't until we started calling venues and started calling different places, and I was like, and then I said, "Oh, we have 300 people, by the way." Oh, well, then that shot up, and so you really have to be realistic on your budget. Like,
Okay.
I'm not saying that if you don't have thousands of dollars, you can't have a beautiful party. You can. It just really it really depends on the person and the family. Is do you want to do it yourself and do DIYs? I've seen beautiful things.
Yes.
Congrats to those people because it is gorgeous. But then there's some of us that just like either A, don't have time to do it, or B, we're just not creative people. And if you can pay for that,
Why not?
why not?
Yes.
Let's just do it. But did we have a budget? Yes. But it did get increased as we
And
went
it did
on.
go over.
Yeah.
Okay. So what would you say from planning everything was the most expensive part besides the venue of the budget?
I think
drive.
everything started going up a little bit
Okay.
Yeah.
when we went to what is it called, Moda?
Yeah.
Moda.
Oh, they get you.
That was an experience in itself. Great place though, right?
Yes.
I mean, if you are going to get a dress, I recommend they go there.
Okay.
Just because it's kind of like out of sight, out of mind, and I was able to embrace those moments as well as her dad.
Yes, and I know with Mola you get the first dance when you say yes to the dress.
Yeah.
Kind of get that little
It was fun.
experience
Yeah.
going, and then dad's like, oh, I think that's when it hits for dad.
Mhm.
Oh, okay, this is real now. This
Yeah.
is real. Is that where you got your beautiful crown from?
Yeah.
No,
No?
actually, the crown we didn't get. We didn't end up getting the crown from there.
Okay.
She had a different crown on, and then
Oh, yeah.
I seen what it looked like, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna look for another crown too, because we didn't that day. I think we just got the dress, we got the hoop, and then we had to come back for a fitting. And I said, well, if I can't find the crown, I'm gonna go.
I think we waited on the crown because I wasn't sure.
Yeah, we
Crown
weren't sure like what size and how big she wanted to get it, but yeah, we didn't end up getting it from Moda.
Okay,
Yeah.
beautiful.
Yeah.
Heavy crown, by the
Oh
way.
my God, yeah.
Heavy. How did you manage that all night?
I don't even know. I had
It's
it.
a heavy crown.
Yeah, once I put it on my head after my hair was done, I was like lifting it up because it was just too heavy. My head was just hurting. But then after like I was dancing, the adrenaline was there. It just went away.
Now did they sew it in or?
Bobby pinned it, so they dipped it in my
Really?
head.
Wow. Okay.
It came with like these, like I've never seen bobby pins. They were like industrial bobby pins. They were like thick, gold, long.
Like
they came with like
big.
4 of them, and the hairstylist was like, "Is she gonna change crowns?" And I said, "No, we're not doing this. This is the crown for the whole night for both outfits." And she's like, "All right," and then she just like pinned it into Maya's hair, and I was like, "Oh my gosh!"
Yeah.
But I could see her like every so often, like, and then
Yeah.
as moms keep Tylenol on hand because they
Yeah.
get a headache. I mean, they have with her hairstyle that she ended up doing. We had extensions put in, and so because she needed more hair in on the vision that she wanted. So on top of like the extra extensions, she had this extra heavy crown on, so you could kind of see them like trying to take some of the pressure off of her.
Yes.
But
Yes.
it was.
It was really heavy.
That thing is heavy. I even messed with it. I'm like, oh my god, I couldn't even have this on for 10 minutes.
No, I've weighed some lit, and it's just like I think my sensitive head would have been like, yank it off. I'm done. So as far as the traditional part of the formalities, did you guys do everything, or was there a reason why you guys didn't do certain things? Because I remember you guys did do the shoe.
She kept those actually on. We had those custom done too by one of our good friends. Again, gave her a vision of what we wanted to look like, and close up.
Beautiful.
They're the roses from Beauty and the Beast. She had those on all night until
And
the
surprise
surprise
dance.
dance
Yes.
switched.
So I switched into my bedazzled boots.
Yes, yes. And then you did have the presentation of the last bear, the mirror dance with your little sister,
Very
which was
nice.
so beautiful. As far as that, do you think your little sister's gonna want a Sweet 16?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, she's already talking about it.
Yeah.
She's already asking what color she should do.
Aw.
And I'm like, okay, well, I told him, I was like, we have 4 years with that one, so we're ready to do hers too. But she's
And yeah,
inspired from it.
that's beautiful. And as far as the party, the as far as like the reception, the party area, did you see that everyone was having a good time? Were there family members maybe that were trying to, they got a little bit too much of drink in them, and now you had to worry about them like, oh my God, let's please don't ruin Amaya's special night, or did everybody just have a good time?
I think everybody just had a good time. I think everybody like just bonded with each other and danced and
A big thing about that is, again, these are families that we've known for a long time,
Yeah.
and so they talk about the party still.
Oh.
Yeah,
They're like,
that's
oh my
it.
God, like anytime like the memories come up on our phones, they're like, that was the party of the year. Like, when's the next one? I'm like, well, I mean, she is turning 18.
Oh.
She is gonna graduate high school, and so, but we didn't have to worry about anybody.
I think everybody overall. Sorry to cut you off.
Yeah, no, I think everybody just had like a great time.
Yeah.
Like they were just enjoying. I mean, the guys were coming up.
They were
to
letting
him
loose.
And, they're like,
Everybody was
this is
letting
like,
loose.
like these are cool and
Oh,
food and we did have an open bar, but again, I guess it's up to each family also.
Yes.
You know your family better than anybody, right? And
Yeah.
is an open bar gonna ruin your party, or is it gonna just make everybody have fun? And I think
Okay.
at our party it was fun.
Some people did get carried out, but
They
it was
did. No.
it wasn't in a bad area.
In the bathroom?
So,
Oh yeah. Now, did you guys have live music or was it a DJ?
we just did DJ.
Okay.
And that is another thing I think
What color
parents
is it?
should know. Be selective on your DJ.
Yes.
Maybe hear them out a little bit. Ask them for like videos of like previous parties. We went the safe route though, and we went with a DJ that was in house. Because I heard so many horror stories of, oh, my DJ canceled on me last minute, or the DJ doesn't have the correct plugs to plug into this venue, or they don't know how to set up in here, or stuff like that. So we went the safe route and we got the DJ that was contracted with the venue, so that at least we knew he wasn't going to cancel.
Yes.
But not that he was a horrible DJ because the dance floor stayed busy all night, but I wish we would have been able to pick
A
a
DJ.
DJ.
Yes, yes. And that's something that I always hear my clients say when they do get the indoor DJ, like, oh, he didn't MC. We didn't know that he didn't MC.
That is another thing. They
Yes.
did it in our again, we speak Spanish, but our primary language is English, and the DJ only spoke Spanish. And so he was wanting to MC in Spanish.
Spanish.
I'm like, oh no, you can't. And thankfully his friend who does announcing.
I remember.
Yes, we were like, Rodney, please, like, can you do it for us? And he was like, yeah, not a problem. Just give me the list.
Yes.
He was up there just emceeing.
Yeah, Ronnie
That-
Games.
That's another thing. You got to check those things. And
Yes.
again, if you don't know, you don't know to check that. And we didn't know that. But for future.
Yes, and that's something I that's something I wish venues, especially when they do all inclusive and they do provide the DJ, I wish they were more transparent with that.
Yeah.
Because usually, because it is an in-house DJ, they really don't have like a reputation to worry about. Sometimes they say they're MCs. You're like, okay, are they an MC? They're not. They're making an announcement like being
Like dinner's open.
Yeah.
Go and-
And now we have
yeah.
Julie and Jack.
Yeah.
Applause, please. And you're like, oh,
The waltz. The waltz.
yeah. I had recently a quinceañera where the DJ, I had a script for him, and bless his soul. He tried. He did really try. But he put, and now coming up for the speech, mom, dad, and grandma, she may or may not come up. And I said, no. Yeah, so everything in parentheses he was reading out loud. I had to tell him, like, really run in a panic mode. I had to tell him. The parentheses mean like for you. They're your notes. She's like, oh, I'm so sorry.
And then here's the grandma like
Yes.
saying it. I'm coming up.
Yes, no, I told him no. Okay, all right, what happened up there? I don't know. Okay, so now we're going to. I think this is the part where all the chismoso people are gonna love. You said you guys had a budget. Okay. What was your starting budget?
I think it was like 20,000 or something like that.
20,000.
We had a $20,000 budget, and again, to us, that seemed like that was enough.
Yes. And at the end, when everything was said and done, so now we're including the venue, the dress, the crown, hair and makeup, nails done, everything, party bus, everything that you guys could think of. What was the grand total?
Wow. We ended up at 35,000.
35,000.
But we did get it lifted, so we're not so over budget.
Okay.
Just so people know. Once we started planning it, and we said, okay,
When the more people started.
when we started saying, hey, there's gonna be more people coming than 150. We're at 300. We're gonna have to get some more money. I think he honestly told us we could stay under 40 for her.
Okay.
So we did stay under the budget, but I mean, just so people don't think we're like spending a ton of money. we got a lot. Like you said, it was the venue for 300 people. It was our photographer. It was alcohol.
Yes.
It was beautiful floral arrangements, beautiful candelabras. We had a photo booth. We had a 360. We had a robot. We had the cigar. We had a party bus. We had an Airbnb. We had hair and makeup for everybody. There was a lot to that. So it was, I don't want people to be like, oh my God, like for just a party. No, like there was so much to that was behind the scenes of it. Our choreographer idea, it's it all adds up to make a one.
Yes. And now knowing what you know now, if you were like you're saying your daughter's coming up, would you guys now know where okay, now you know the pricing of everything.
Yeah.
Do you think you guys would be more informed going into her 216 or quinceañera?
Yeah, I think we know now, like, okay, what to expect.
Okay.
Because we weren't expecting that, right? Like we weren't expecting, but then when we started adding all the extras, I mean, because again, we had a charcuterie table too. We had a charcuterie table for hors d'oeuvres because people do come hungry and dinner's not immediately. So that was there. But and then again, the day of coordinator, I cannot stress that enough because I remember when you and I first met, I said, oh, I'm just looking for a choreographer. That's all I need. We're not doing all these different things. We're not doing like a mom and daughter like choreographer dance. I want to dance with her. He wants to dance with her family. And then you're like, what about a day of coordinator? I'm just like, well, what is it? Yeah, I was like, the party we're gonna know what to do, but you made it so like just seamless. And we were talking about that on the way here, and we were like, we have to have her again because it's just like you don't even think about that. Like you were just on point about it. Like, okay, hey, we're gonna bring her in now. Hey, we're gonna change it. And also didn't feel rushed. Like I didn't feel like you were like rushing our event. Like it was like so that we could party and at the end. It was getting all the important stuff done. And so I highly recommend a day of coordinator.
Yeah.
Yes. Even if it's not me. People always say, you're just saying that. I'm like,
I don't know. No, seriously.
Seriously. Please do. It's a production.
Yeah.
It's not just like your backyard, your backyard boogie where,
you're just gonna
it
hang
is
out.
what it is. It's a production. There's time. There's your photographer leaves at a certain time. Maybe your friends have a curfew. You want everything done so you guys can have more party time. Yeah. And that's where the memories are created, right?
Yeah. It was beautiful that way. I think it was perfectly timed on how to get everything going. It was just a great event, like I said. But the day of coordinator, highly recommended. I think that's our biggest thing for when we do our little ones. Her party. But as far as expense, I probably can say it's going to be about the same. I mean, because again, there was nothing that I would have taken away. Even though sometimes I say, "Oh, we didn't need the robot," but people had fun with that.
Yeah.
And it was like to be.
Especially Cindy.
Oh yeah, Cindy had a lot of. Shout out to Cindy. She's like that. But it was if you were at the party, I don't know if else to put it out there.
Sorry, Cindy. Sorry.
But it was it's again you can't put a price tag on. This is a big milestone for them. You know, and it's
Yeah.
like somebody who looks for that and they wait for it, and you know, just
And I love that. I love that you guys went in like that. Now, when you guys were planning, was there always bickering between mom and dad, mom and kids? Because I know that's always a thing. The daughter and mom get into it, and then they turn into what I call quincelas, because like bridezillas, like I don't want to do this now. Or was there something that like an idea she came to you guys with, and you guys, you know what, you guys said we cannot. It's just something that's not in the budget, or that's just something that we don't think it's worth getting, paying for.
I think me and my mom didn't really fight. I think we were on the same page because she already knew, like, in my head, like, what I wanted and kind of like how I was, like, and I just wanted things to go perfect and be extra. So I don't think we butted head, and I don't think anything was.
Yes, there was.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Oh,
no, remember, no, so no, no, it wasn't that. It was first. It was the food. So I didn't get to do it because I was in my clinic. Do you guys remember? And then
oh, so that was the issue with him, not with us.
no, not with them two. So her and I are similar, the way we think and things like that, right? And so I was under the assumption that when they went and the food and that kind of thing, it was going to be what I thought it was going to be. And then when I went to the venue, it was like
We have to explain why. Though.
okay, I'll explain. I'm sorry. Yeah, okay.
It's a store. It was a storefront. It's in a storefront. So remember there was other like little places around there. Well, it was like an Indian cuisine place, and so to the right,
The restaurant was
the
Indian.
restaurant was next door, and then they had this beautiful hall. So when I told him like, oh, it's like connected to like an Indian cuisine place, he was just like, what? Like, what are you talking about? And I was like, no. But like, you don't smell food, you don't smell anything. When you walk in, it's beautiful. He's like, I know exactly where that hall is at. No, it's not pretty. And I'm like, I promise you it is. Like, we went in it and I looked at it, but I didn't know that before the new owners took it over, he had gone to that venue before, and it was like carpet and it was like not nice in there. And so when I gave him the address, he's like, I can't believe you put a deposit down for that place. And I was like, no, babe, like come look. So I don't know if like people are aware, but like Indian culture, they have weddings Monday through Sunday. It doesn't
Beautiful.
matter what day.
Yeah,
Beautiful, lavish weddings, right? And so when I was working with the event host, I said, my husband would like to come look at the venue. Is that okay? He's like, yeah, come by. We went like on a Tuesday, like at 3 o'clock. Didn't think that there was gonna be anything at that venue.
Oh.
Nope, there was a wedding. There was a wedding there that day, and so he like I said, you go in because there was like a lot of people there. I was like, you go and go look at it, and then our host was like, oh yeah. So then when he walked in, he was like, oh okay, this is nice. So we had kind of like a little thing about the venue, because
Panic mode.
it was.
Well, I said we put this much money for the storefront and people are going to come and then I was like, that's not what I'm paying for. I said, let's spend money because this is for her and I wanted it to be nice, right? And then when I finally went in and I actually seen the remodel, because before it was like lime green carpet.
Oh,
it was bad, like the paint. He was describing, because when he kept describing me the venue, I'm like, that's not the venue. Like, and then you start pricing this and I was like, then I'm like going back. No, I didn't see any of that. And then so they had like upgraded it. So then when we actually had went to look at another venue that same day, because he was like, oh, we're not having it there, and I'm like, I already put the deposit. He's like, I don't care about the deposit. We're gonna find somewhere else. And so when we went and we went and looked at the venue and we walked in, and I was just like, it was a bare canvas, and I was like, oh my gosh, how are we gonna do this? And and then finally he's like, okay, let's go back to that venue. I'm like, okay. So we went back to our original venue, and he walked in it and was like, oh, this is gorgeous. Even the chandelier.
Oh, that's beautiful. That's beautiful.
Yeah.
And they were all like, when you first walked in, there was like two, and then throughout the whole thing, there's just chandeliers and candles, so it just went perfectly.
And the lighting was beautiful. And it came with that too. I think that's a huge thing
it was
for
beautiful.
people to know. It's like lighting plays a huge part in your party.
Yeah. I like that you have your own VIP room.
Yes. The change.
Yes.
The girls like that one.
Yes. Or sometimes you guys need like a local time because they can't get overstimulating for some of the girls. you know, hi, hi. You know,
Sure.
yeah.
Yes.
And so I do beautiful venue.
Yeah.
I do recommend it.
I do
Yeah,
recommend
that
this
venue is
venue.
beautiful.
A lot of people in the groups that they ask, I need a venue for a lot of people. I'm like, that place fits way more than what we had. I mean, they could fit. I think it was like 500 or 600 people in that venue.
Wow.
And to me, we had 20 tables, right? 20. No, we had 30 tables.
30.
30 tables of 10 in there. And it still didn't feel crowded.
No,
Like there
it
was a
didn't.
huge dance floor. They had a stage. So, there's the vendors that we've used. I highly recommend them. Like I always tell people about them. I love supporting small businesses. I will put your name out there as much as I
Yes.
can on
And it
site.
was like you are correct. There are some venues where they'll tell you, oh, we can easily fit 300, and you're like,
Yeah, you're like you paying to move out of your chair,
Yes.
or you got
Yes.
exhausted.
Yes.
It's easy to get in and out of like the tables to say hi to everybody, which I loved because I was always.
Okay. Now speaking of the grand total for your Sweet 16, for your gifts,
Yeah.
do you remember what was your grand total for the gifts?
Like money wise?
Yes, money wise.
Mm.
I know.
She got. I got
Pretty
a
good.
good amount.
Yes.
Say that.
Yes.
I got a really good
She
amount.
saw how much. She's like, I'm not going.
I did get a good amount of money. That wasn't even counting with gift cards
Right.
and then like just gifts.
Gifts in general, yeah.
I think you're still using some. Aren't you still using some gift cards? You still have like you haven't even used that. Yeah.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
she's loved.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tell the vibe of the community that a Sweet 16 girl has or a quinceañera has. And I could tell that you are just absolutely loved. And I'm going to tell you where I can tell. During the speeches, just like this. That's when I can tell. The cheering that went on for your welcome surprise dance.
Surprise dance was amazing.
Yeah.
I think that like the girl dance. I mean, even with the boys, right? The boys did great. I love all the boys. Like I love all of them. You know, their little cowboy outfits and stuff. They did great. But when the girls got to do their thing, it was just like you pulled in her, right? It was her cheer. You got to pull that in, and for them to like, I don't know. It was. I loved it. I loved it. Yeah.
That was cute. That was cute.
Last
Stop.
Yeah. I'm have to know you're a cheerleader and the fact that you incorporate, they're like, okay,
Yeah.
we love that. I absolutely know that you are loved. I'm telling you, it was during the speeches. I mean, people were like dead silent, and then cheering that went on, and then afterwards the party, and people were just the vibe was there.
Yeah.
Yeah, the vibe was there. Okay, so, is there anything else you guys want to say before we close?
I say I recommend a quinceañera or a Sweet 16 if you are planning on doing one. I recommend it for sure.
So no car, no trip.
No. Means more than a car trip. I think just getting loved by like your family, like just having that time, and like where it's all on you is just amazing. I recommend it.
Okay. Mom, Dad, anything you wanna add?
No, I say do it.
Do it.
Do it. You're right about the car and the trip. You can do that when they turn 18 or 21 or when they get married or whatever. But I mean, this is a staple, right? Like everybody knows of a quinceañera or a Sweet 16, and that you can only do that at 15 or 16. Like you can't
Only do it
change
once.
it. I say do it. Like, and again, just enjoy that moment because the year or 2 years, however much time you give yourself to prep that, it's gonna go by fast at night. Take all the photos. Don't. If you have to spare on certain stuff, I would say don't spare on food because food is huge. Don't on decor and
Thanks for watching, and don't forget to hit the subscribe button.